Good evening, traders. Welcome to the day 7. I have to get the day, day numbers right. Day 7 of the online course. I hope you've been enjoying it so far. You're learning something. Right. So yesterday we did a historical analysis on pound Audi pair. So I'm just gonna do a quick recap and see how it is been playing out since. So it's now easy once you've got the sequence to track. So if there are any changes onto your analysis, so let's just look on the daily. What has transpired between yesterday and now? Nothing much has happened. That down move that we were expecting, it was just kept scrolling a little bit further down. Let's just go to the 1 hour or 4 hour rather. Remember, yesterday we expected that this move will keep continuing to come down, possibly even come to retest this low here. Okay, so that's what's happening now. So it doesn't look it's going to break the top. So that looks like the structure that we were looking at, which is a 1, 2, 3 wave structure, will still be intact. So there's another possibility that this W or this X can be a running flat somewhere there. Let me show the running flat with the annotation tool. Let's get the running flat on. Right, switch that off. Okay, so the running flat could be a possible structure like this. A WXY running flat where this one can turn at any time and then go up. Let's just have a look here. But it will not look like actually I would not like that. That will not look like a clean structure. Does not make any sense. The reason why I would not like that, if you look at this one in terms of degree, it's very small. I mean, now you're having this structure, and that structure is supposed to be this lower. This is supposed to be a higher degree of this, and here you only have a small structure like this. So if you look at the two, this is too big compared to this, so this cannot be looked at as a running flat. So that's how you can eliminate some of the structures that are not ready. So let's watch for it to come and make. Remember, for now, what we have is a 3-wave move up and a 3-wave correction. It's actually a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, right? WXYXZ, and now we're looking for this one to make another 3-wave move to the upside. Okay, so let's see, it can be a short zigzag that goes to the 618 and then up, and then this will be complete to the upside. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mute the other marks. Let me do that. My apologies. Done. Right, so that's what we're going to be looking at. So let's just keep track on this one and see how it's playing out. So for now, the next move, the next stop here should be around this area. At this level, that's the structural area. Okay, so let's keep track on it and see how that goes after the analysis yesterday. I asked you guys to go and have a look at New Zealand CAD last night. I hope you've posted a lot of New Zealand CAD chat. Let me just have a look here. It's like what you guys have on New Zealand CAD. I want to see if you've posted on New Zealand CAD as we said yesterday. Okay, so we have some charts from Rias. Great, well done, Rias. I see you've posted. Let's see which time frames you've posted. Okay, Ayanda has posted weekly, daily, and H1 and H4. Good. Rias has posted historical. That's probably, let's see which time frame this is. Monthly. Then I start going to the 240s and all that. Okay, good. So let's have a look. Let me just pick randomly this one by Rias and see how this one looks. Historical data, you're looking at this 1, 2, 3. Here's the structure. There's a bigger corrective structure here. Unfortunately, you don't have the full structure there. So we're looking at this as a impulsive, not an impulsive move, a structure to the downside. Let me go to FX chop and just have a look at that. Okay, I'll do that just now. Let's just have a look here what he has. A, B, C to the upside. W, X, Y. It's possible. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the structure itself. So only Riaz who's made that structure. So let's go. Let's just quickly check on FX chop what it looks like. FX chop. Again, we select the first day of the first month, 1953, so that we can get historical data analysis up to today. And the chart that we're looking for is New Zealand. Let's get New Zealand. Why am I struggling to get New Zealand? Should be right here. So guys, I don't know what I'm struggling here to find New Zealand. NZD, there we go. Maybe I need glasses. New Zealand CAD. Right, so we load it. Okay, so I wanted to do it again because from Ria's chart you could not see. Oh no, happens again. Now, okay, let's try with the way it looks. Hopefully it's gonna be okay. You guys, it will be clear. Let's make it thick. It will be better. Look at this swing coming to the downside. You've got this whole swing with the low here. That is your low. So what you need to do after identifying that swing is to check the degrees. If you look at the degrees on this, you'll see there's a three wave move there. After that, there's a corrective structure there. It actually looks like this. So the year, let's just have a look here. If we can have a running flat. I wanted to look at a running flat like this, but I've got a problem with this impulsive move here, so we cannot look at that as a running flat. Okay. Right, so what we will look at this one as is this here. Let's just figure this out because now they're gonna have an impulse at the end here. Let's see. Okay, so this structure here is sort of breaking the rules here because here I'm seeing an impulsive move here. I'm seeing an impulsive move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's another impulsive move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This looks corrective. So what you have here looks like here you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down. But then before that, you don't have much of you don't have any data before 1953 there. So there's a possibility that there could have been any structure here. Could have been any structure. Maybe it starts with a corrective structure like this, with whatever structure that was coming before. So you cannot really tell what is going on, especially when it starts like this. So if you had a structure like this, we can clearly see that A, B, C in red. This is a clear A, B, C in red. There could have been any corrective structure before that. That could have been either A, B, C or WXY. Okay. So that will be that whole string. So I'm going to remove all of that and just show that as a move, because we can clearly see that we've got a move, even though we don't really have that starting point. That's why we're struggling to get that sequence right here. We don't know how far this string goes, but what we know is where this current string starts, the current corrective structure, this whole thing. And that whole thing is correcting this move. So now we need to figure out, what we need to just check here is to figure out this corrective structure and how it's playing out and how we can follow this sequence. Okay, so let's have a look. So Riaz has given it an attempt. Let's see what we have here. Okay, it's a bit of a tricky one here. If you look here in the beginning, this one breaks the low here. 1, 2, 3. Let's have a look again. Looks like you're getting another 1, 2, 3 coming down. 1, 2, 3. Now you're getting this last move, another 3-wave structure. 1, 2, 3. Like that. So we could look at this as a W. Let's look at this again. W, X, Y. This being now a simple 3-wave structure like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's a, you can call this one a expanding flat with a zigzag in combination. So let me compare with what Riaz has done here. I'm just reading here what you guys are typing. Bruce is saying the low looks to be near 2001. I'm not sure which one or which low you're referring to. You're referring to this low here from X. Okay, yeah, X is around here. Yes, it's around here. That's the low. Now let's look at what Riaz has done. It looks like it's only Riaz who's attempted the historical chart, unless I didn't see other charts here. Okay, nobody has attempted the historical one. You all did lower than that, but that's fine. That's okay. Let's have a look. So Riaz is looking at it like this. I hope I can't really move his chart aside. So let's just try and figure it out from what he has here. So he's got a string here as I've identified it. Okay, you've got a string here. We've identified it the same. He's made this one in A, B, C. Yes, it's actually correct labeling, and not W here, because this is a 3, 1, 2, 3, and a pulse. Perfect, perfect. So I'd missed that. So it's important to follow the rules exactly like that. Well done, Riaz. I also missed that myself. Right. So now you also have this corrective structure here. You've got a W, you're looking at that as an X as well. So you are anticipating that whatever is starting here could be a diagonal. Well, it could be, it is possible that it can be a diagonal. Okay, so let's have a look. If you're saying it's a diagonal, then you've got this structure, you've got this structure. So if this is a diagonal, you're saying that this is going to be, it will not make sense for this to be a diagonal, because if it is, oh yeah, so this will be a bigger ABC. The structure actually makes a lot of sense, Arias. Why will this be a bigger ABC? Because it will be a bigger flat if it becomes a diagonal there. Yes, it could be a ABC. Why? And the reason why this will be an ABC is because it's going to have a 3-3-5 structure. ABC. Why is I was saying 3-3-5? 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if it plays out. Okay. So that's how we would look at this one. So I'm looking at it as I'm looking at this one as a corrective structure. Just a 1, 2, 3 correction, but it's possible. But well done, Rias. Let's have a look now. Let's go to the chart. So this structure is changing slightly from, maybe changing slightly from what we initially had a couple of weeks back. Let's have a look here. I'm going to go into the weekly chart on TradingView. We move my FX top chart to the side. I want to still refer to this. I still want to see this as I'm doing this one here. Please hold on a second, guys. I hate it when it does this. All right, so but let's try and figure this out. So now we are going to look at this piece on TradingView. We're just going to look at this here, because here you clearly have this structure that we were looking at now. So from TradingView, you're only seeing this piece. Let me try to move back to the structure that I had initially. From TradingView, you're only seeing from here. You're seeing from here, this piece, and then going up. Okay, so let's have a look at the structure. So if I'm looking at it as a WXY move, then there's a possibility that this swing here is a 1, a 2, and a 3, like that. So this is how I was looking at it initially. So this is this degree here, which is going to be a WXY in the red degree. It's going to be clearer here when we go to TradingView. We're going to go to TradingView now. Right, so this is the structure. I'm looking at this as a corrective structure. Let me move a bit to the side. On the weekly. Right, so let's start. This is where the analysis starts now. We are able to get the degree from this current structure because we've got a clear corrective structure here. We've got a clear move that is playing out here. So we can be able to figure out and forecast what will happen with this move and label it and label that whole sequence. And it's in the weekly, so whichever trade, if you're getting a long-term trade here on a weekly chart, it will be a very nice one in terms of risk to reward. So let's have a look. You have here this structure. Where do we start with this structure? Where do we start with this one? What do we see here? Do we see a three-wave move? 1, 2, 3. So we've got a three-wave move there in that degree. And this move will be in the red degree. This is how it was at FX top. We're going to try and make this one as simpler than the way we did it last night. Okay, so this is how you start. Maybe let me do this. Let me show you how this was before, a couple of weeks back, and what we looked at. Okay, so I want us to look at this forecast, and you see how it changes over time. So initially, when this was still playing out like this is what we looked at, and this is what I usually do when I start with the analysis. I'm looking at this string now. If I'm looking at this string, I'll take a line showing the string from the start to the end. Okay, so this is my start of the string, this is my end of the string. So what I do is you go to the middle of the string, which is usually equal legs, and you check what corrective structure you've got there. Can you see that you've got a corrective structure there? All right, so now you've got the corrective structure. Look lower than that. Lower than that, you'll see that you've got another degree. I should have shown this one in a different color. Different color. Can you see that you've got right there on equal legs? In here, you've got 1, 2, 3, different degree. Here, you've got another 1, another 2, another 3. Check this one. You've got here a zigzag corrective structure right in the middle. This at equal legs. Another corrective structure that fits snugly into this. So you can clearly see that you've got here a double combination, a W, X, Y move between these two. So this is a 1, 2, 3 wave move. Now, when you look at that, you can see that this corrective structure is quite big, and we can accept that this corrective structure, it can correct the whole move like this because of the degree it is in. See, so I just want to give you the background. So I've cut it up to about so I think it's about a year and a half when we looked at this structure in one of the previous courses. This is where we started looking at it. So when we looked at this, we forecasted that this was going to push up higher with this move. And this move, we anticipated that it was going to be at equal legs with this one, because this one, 95% of the time, you're always going to find corrective structures at equal legs. So this was the forecast initially. Okay, so let's do that. Nothing has changed in terms of the forecast. I'll just show you the slight change in structure that has happened here. But let's first do the rest of the degrees. But I think we're going to need to downgrade to the lower time frame to show the other degrees here. So unfortunately, you cannot see here that there's a move up, there's a move down, and the move up. I'm going to show it in the lower degree, maybe in the daily. Okay, here you've got another move down, another move up, and then the move down. This one, you've got a 1, you've got a 2, you've got a 3. Can you see now that whatever was happening, whatever was happening in any of these strings, you have exactly the same thing, lower degree than that. So look at this string. That string, we could have labeled it, we should have labeled it in, actually, let's put in the yellow color there, W, X, Y in yellow. Here, unfortunately, I'm putting the yellow on Y, guys. I hope that doesn't confuse you. I'm just showing that structure. So you could even go further and label this blue structure, whichever structure it is, whether it's an ABC or WXY. Okay, I'm not going to put in the numbers now because it's just going to clutter this chart. And you'll see that all around all of these, you are going to find always 3 waves. So when you go to the lower degree, you will see this very clearly. It's all 3 waves, 3 waves, 3 waves. So now what was the anticipation? It was this move. What has now played out? So what has now played out is this. This move did not happen, did not go like that. Remember our strategy on Monday? This move went and did something like this, 1, 2, 3 to the upside, and it came back with another move like that. This is where we are now with pound New Zealand. Okay, let me play that move. I hope we're still going to be able to align the chat. Let's play it and see and show. I'll show you one of the video. I think there's even one on YouTube where I did this one almost 2 years ago, where we were focusing that this movie is going to go. Let's pause it. See now, I want to show you the entry point here. Also, I'll show you when you go to the lower time frame. So here you could have taken a trade here, lower degree, and I'll show how you would have taken it and how you would have moved it to break even. You would have taken a trade targeting minimum to come break this, not break. When it comes to this level, you'll be moving your stop to break even. Why? Because of this very reason that has happened. When you break the top, there's a possibility that it comes back with this move. Because here you had a 1, 2, 3 pullback. Now you're expecting that it's going to make the same thing, break up, come back down. So it did not give us the trade that we were looking for. It has now gone and did this. Let's play this. All right, so I just want to play this. Let's play the rest of this and try to clean it up so you can see the structure. Let's play it first. Can you see that? That is the move that we're anticipating. We're anticipating upside so that it can go. But when it gets to this level, this is the break-even area, it comes back down. Is it changing the structure or the focus? Nothing has changed so far. It's just that here we were focusing that this will be the all the correction and it will go. But that was not all the correction. It looked like it was gonna make a flat correction. Let's clear it. We thought this is all the correction that you needed and we were gonna do this. But as you've seen, the market does not always go like that. It goes and makes a different structure, but does not change the bias. Let's have a look here. It's coming down now. Okay, let's just go back to normal. Right, so this is what happened. That's the background I wanted to give you. So we were looking for this move. Did it happen? It did not happen. Does it change the structure? It's exactly as we discussed on Monday. So sometimes it will always come back for a move like this. So now look how beautiful this structure is now. Look at this structure. Very clear on the daily. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Why is it that everything here is perfect? 3 waves all round. Don't forget what we were looking at earlier on the weekly time frame. We had something like this. I said, take the whole swing, show it like that, go to the middle, show that corrective structure like that, and you would have your waves like that. This is simple. 1, 2, 3, and you have another 1, 2, 3. Clear structure. So what do you have there? Let's label this now. This is all that you need to know because the rest is just going to be filling in the blanks. W, X, Y. You see how clear this structure looks now? Now you've got a WXY move up. You also have 1, 2, 3. This could have been an ABC if this was impulsive, but because it is a 3 waves, 3 waves, 3 waves, it is a clear WXY structure. Do you see that you've got WXY up and you've got WXY to the side? What does that mean? This means that you've got 2 combinations there. So that means that this is your W and all of this is your X. What are you anticipating? That you're going to get another move like this. This move. This is what I'm anticipating. I'm going to get another move exactly like that. And that move will now happen from around this area, making this a 1, 2, 3 WXY, completing somewhere around that area. That is if it is not the diagonal as Riaz has looked at. Does this make sense? Riaz says he's got a doubt. Yeah, please bring it up. So this, we should do this in discussion. We must participate. And Where I break the rules, you must raise your hand, say we're breaking the rule there, rule number such and such is not being followed correctly, then we look at it and we adjust. Okay, so in the historical chart, the low price 059290, I'm gonna have to let you annotate RIAs. Let's clear all of these drawings. I'm gonna let you annotate. Let me give you the enable annotation because I want to see what you mean. Let's you are able to annotate. You can annotate on my screen. Low price of 5929. I don't understand what the question is, Reyes. So as you are going to explain, we're going to be continuing. Explain your whole question in full. So you're only saying you've got a doubt, but I don't know what the doubt is. All right, so now, if you remember the video last year, when this move started going up here like this, we expected that that move was going to be a similar move to this one because we were expecting that we're going to have a yellow here. Remember, this was the anticipation that this move here is going to start. Let's move it. The anticipation, see the forecast, was that this was going to go from here. So when that started, the first leg here, we were expecting that it was going to start the first leg that is exactly similar to that. So that this can then go and it will be a similar structure. But as you have seen, it did not happen and it made a move back down. Okay, so now again, the same thing that we were anticipating here, we're anticipating here that this is possibly the first move of this structure. This is the first move of this one. So there's a possibility that you're going to get a corrective structure. If you get a corrective structure here, you're going to hold this again up until this level, up until that level. Why up until this level? Because this can give you another Z like that. Can give you another Z and take you out again. So you move to break even when you get to that level. Okay. All right. Rias has got a chart. Let's have a look at this. I'm going to put it up for you. Rias, I can see you've got the blue box projected. Let's just have a look here. Are you looking at this as the blue box? Because this blue box is for this swing. That is correctly drafted. So that blue box is for this swing. Now I'm looking at this whole structure as a corrective structure like this. And now you're going to have a new blue box somewhere around the area where this leg is equals to that leg. That's my view. Yes, it has reached the blue box for this swing, but not the blue box for the bigger swing, which is this one. The blue box there will be around this area. Yes? Okay. Let's go back to our chart. I'm glad you're participating like this. It's nice when you speak in charts. It's easier to understand charts than words. Okay. First green leg. Which first green leg? This one. It's not equals to which one? Okay, so you'll type it up as we're going on. So this is my anticipation that this move that we were anticipating here was going to go, and now we are going to expect that that move will now happen from here. Whether it's going to start with the first green move like that. Okay, there's a bit of an error here. Oh no, there's no error. I just put the green over the red. So this is the anticipation that you're going to have the same structure like this. You already had made the move upside, down, 1, 2, 3. Whatever corrective structure you will get there. Whichever corrective structure. So we're basically anticipating something similar to happen. Send another chart, Rias, with a little bit more clarity of what you mean. So this is what I'm looking at now. The overall structure, I'm looking at the bigger three-wave structure. This one being the bigger correction between this swing and this swing. We already made the first move, so which means we can look at to get a trade there. So let's go down to the daily. Let me just see. So what you have there is the labeling of what I had shown with the lines. And let's just show that to follow with the blue. Blue is the W, and then the X in blue, this X. Remember, as I said, this X in blue, it was here initially, and then we wanted to get that move to the upside. It did not happen, it came back down here. So we just adjusted the structure. Okay, so now we're anticipating the same move again. Okay, and then you have a red degree here. Follow the red, W, X, Y, W, X, Y, W, X, Y, W, X, Y, like that. All right, so now, after that, you've got a 1, 2, 3, following the red. That is the big correction now. Okay, after the red, what are we going to anticipate? Now we can forecast this move based on that. If you wanted to keep going lower and lower, this peg almost always goes in 3 waves. So now if you follow the blue as well, this blue here, okay, let's go to the 4-hour and then we're going to follow the blue in the 4-hour. Okay, let's follow the blue in the 4-hour. It's going to be a lower degree than this. I had not even changed it. I should have been on the daily. Let's remove this. So look at the blue degree. This was the lowest one where we were as per the weekly view. You see here you've got another degree there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now can you see that there's even more as you go down? You'll even find another degree here coming down, coming down. It's just that you're going to clutter the chart if you keep doing that. So normally what I do is up to the daily 4-hour, I'll have a chart, and that will be enough for me to know where the next move is going to be. Okay, so let's update this chart. It's very clear structure. So now this was the correction. It has ended here. We've made the first move to the upside. Now we're trying to look for a trade. Okay, can you see that this move to the upside has started with a clear pulsing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move? This is the difference between the way we do it and everybody else. Most people will just come to this swing and see, oh, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's a correction maybe. Okay, so we know with certainty and where this is coming from. That is why we are able to say, okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could be starting a 1 in the higher degree, a 2, and then we go for a 3 and a 4 and a 5. So what are we waiting for here? On the daily, we are waiting for this structure to do that, to do that, to do that, and possibly give us one more down like this. Okay, That will be a 1. That will be a 2. And then we'll expect a similar move as this one, a push to the upside. Okay, that is how this one will look. So this one is a lot easier than the rest. Now to go further and further is to just keep downgrading the time frames and labeling all the swings according to the structure that we have learned, structures that we have learned. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, should have been a 4 here, the 5, and the 3 being here. Okay, so this looks like it's making now ABC. ABC. After which we'll see what happens from here. So this will be this move, corrective structure. This may not even be complete as yet, because if you look at this, it looks it's actually complete. Look how I'm following that. I just need to make this smaller. There's a move up. There's 1, 2, 3 in the middle. That 1, 2, 3 in the middle can be regarded as a B and a C. Then you're expecting this move to be similar to this. We know this may go down, but that is not the move we're looking for. We're looking for this one to push higher again. And that is how we use this strategy. You see, this one was a little bit tricky in the higher degree, but if you come to TradingView, you are able to see a swing and its correction, and you can actually start forecasting it from there. Right, so let's have a look on the 4-hour. Now we are now trying to see if we've got a trade here that we can actually trade on the 4-hour. That is that ABC, last ABC that I've put on. This is the only thing, this is what most, as I said, most L waivers would have, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a ABC. And while the rest of the structure is not always that, we look at it a little bit different. And I think that is more accurate to look at it, that you actually get more confident doing it like that. So there's a structure here. Don't know if that structure is complete as yet. Want to figure it out on the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, you've got 1, 2, 3. Now we need to see whether this is a possible. Now this is also a 5-wave move. So you're getting that situation where you have 1, 2, 3. You've got a, let's do this in different color. You've got a pulse and a pulse. You've got a pulse. You've got a pulse. You're gonna wait for, if you've got a pulse and a pulse, it means a correction some point must come first. And if it's coming like that, there's a possibility it can do that. Do this, give you the structure. Sorry, guys. This needs to be to the downside. If we've got a structure like that, push higher, push lower, push lower, push lower, push lower, push lower, like that, a pulse. So this pulse will be this one. Okay, that one. And then this structure will be complete looking like this. But if it completes down here, remember this was the swing and this is the correction. So for it to come down, you need to have another correction to the upside. Okay, this is a long-term forecast here. A lot can still happen within the correction, but we try to trade when this corrective structure is done. So this is what we'll look at. So a possible W, X, Y there, and then a drop. So that drop, remember, it's not all the way down. It's only to make a structure like this. It's only to make a structure like this. A, B. Now the whole B will be this whole corrective structure, and then a C like that. Then we'll expect that that move will go again. That is the anticipation from that. So Chuck has got a question. The red wave, could it be an expanding flat You mean the one I have currently on the screen on W? That can be an expanding flat, yes. All right, so let's open this one for Q&A, so you can ask anything about the course up to this point. We still have one more day of the course where we will look, and it's still gonna be a same session like this where we've got everybody. We're gonna talk about divergence, truncation, and there's something that I'm thinking about. I'll think about it. So we'll do that on, what is the date today? Is it today's Thursday? So that we're only gonna have our daily webinar on Monday. All right. So this will be the 1 to 3 wave structure, whichever way it plays out. I don't see a trade here as yet. If we go to the 4 hour, we can check if we've got a pulsing move to the downside to see if we've got a trade to the downside. So we've got a pulsing move. So if you've got a pulsing move there, you could be having a short-term trade to the downside. So you need to look at the stock and the other side to confirm if the trend here is actually down or it's a 3-wave pull back. All right. Right, so Ranjida has got a chart that he wants us to look at. Let's do that. More people with small charts, let's discuss them, guys. This is Ranjida. You don't have, oh, this is Harry. Oh, how did I open Harry's chart? All right, so let's just talk about the times for the webinars. Asfin is asking which days and times do we have the webinar. So these webinars are Mondays to Thursdays at 20, not 20, Mondays to Thursdays at 1800 GMT. So we run this for about 30 minutes to half an hour if we're just doing daily market analysis. And then on Sundays, the webinar starts at 7 GMT, 7 a.m. GMT. Okay, I'm trying to open Ria's chart. Why? When I open Ria's chart, it's okay. There we go. No, I had actually opened this before. Ria's, we're looking at it the same. Beautiful, exactly the way I was looking at it just now. Now, next one, I want to will check one by who else has just in the chat. Ranjinda. Okay, so I don't see what you have done here. What you're looking at here. You've only put on the fibs, no labeling, no nothing. You're anticipating that this will come here to the blue box. Why would you expect this to come to this blue box? Or unless you are looking at this as the blue box. It's gonna be a short-term one. Okay, it's not really then a nice one that. Right, so Aswin is asking if we have a question and chat where you advise we post it is in the course Feb 2019. All right, so you did the course 2019 is where everybody who's attending the course is, and we post our homeworks there. But now going forward, if you need a view on any chart, you post it in its respective channel. And during this webinar, you just tell me you've posted a chart which pairs so and so, and then we open it up, we analyze it, and we give each other guidance. And that's how it works. Okay. Excellent. I think the video 5 that you requested should be ready now, Asfin. It will be coming soon. All right, guys. So that is how you do historical analysis on New Zealand CAD. Any more questions? All right. So Monday, we're gonna do those few concepts left, and the daily market analysis webinar. We try to do one historical chart a week, and I usually invite older members to do a presentation so that you can encourage participation, and so we can all learn. Thank you very much, guys. That's all we have for tonight. I'll see you guys on Sunday if you do watch. Let me post the video here and attend some of your questions. If you've got any more questions that have got nothing to do with this current daily webinar or the course, I'm going to pause now so you can just ask those. Right, guys. Cheers. Thank you for attending. This will be posted shortly in the channel.